Hey, Facebook family, how's everybody doing? Sunday evening here. Hope everybody's getting ready to have a good week, and hope all of you enjoyed your awesome weekend, man. I sure had a good time today, man. Addison, my oldest son, he's 10. He plays on an AAU basketball team, and wow, we had some exciting games today. The semifinal game, we were down 6 with 2 minutes left, and we came back and won by 1 point. And then we actually beat the team that we had lost to yesterday in pool play. We actually beat them in overtime. They hit a three-pointer with 4 seconds left in regulation to tie the game, and then we actually won by 4 points in overtime. So it was awesome. Hey, anyway, I want to do some Q&A tonight, and I see Debbie, who gave me this idea, is on here. I've got about 10 to 15 minutes, and I'd love to take your questions. So if you'll post your question there in the comments. This is Wisdom from the Recliner, Volume 3. And instead of me just sharing thoughts on a specific topic, I want to answer questions that you guys have. And then I got to go get in my infrared sauna and do my last coffee enema for the day and call it a night. So I got to be up early in the morning, headed to the hospital to get the fluid drained. I really feel like it's going to be less this time, which I hope is an indication that the fluid is slowing down. And then I've got my targeted liver IV therapy right after that with Dr. Taylor. So busy morning, and then home to follow through with what I believe is helping me heal. I actually posted a picture earlier. So anyway, who's got the first question out there that they'd like to ask? I'd love to do some Q&A tonight, and hopefully share with you guys some things that maybe you've been wanting to know or something that might be helpful. Okay, we got our first question here from Randy and Terry Housewright. The question is, if you had to pick one thing that you can share that has been eye-opening through this process, what would it be? Wow. Man, one thing that has been so eye-opening. There's probably more than one thing, but I'll just go with the one thing that I feel like has really been eye-opening and I think is important for me to share, okay? And it has to do with alternative treatments, all right? So recently I was having a conversation with one of the owners at Chipsa Hospital. We've become good friends, and he checks in on me and with me all the time. And we were just discussing this idea that perhaps people who go the alternative route need to stay on the treatments that they're receiving for longer than just the 2 to 4 weeks typically that people will be on them when they visit these clinics. I mean, sometimes people will then continue those at home, but a lot of times it's 30 days or less. And he said, Ryan, it's interesting that you are making this observation. He's like, I was just recently spending time with an oncologist who's been treating cancer patients on both the conventional side and the alternative side for the last 30 years. And he made an observation in that time frame that basically he has not seen a treatment be effective and truly help someone get past cancer that they didn't stick with or stay on for at least 4 months straight. And so I think something that's been very eye-opening is I think a lot of times we get on treatments and we're seeing some progress, like they're working, but then we get introduced to another treatment and it sounds even better, and we get intrigued by that, and then we get bombarded with this information. And if you feel anything like I know I did at one point, you just want to do it all, right? Because, that would probably be the formula for conquering this thing. So I think an eye-opening thing is to have the confidence to select a treatment in the alternative world, have someone help you monitor it, and as long as there's progress, as long as it's working, to stay on that course for at least 4 months. And I really believe that that can yield even better results than a lot of people are getting. Now, I'm very pleased with my results, and I've always been on some type of a treatment. Pretty much I've stayed very proactive in that area. So in one sense, I guess you could say I stayed on treatments for 4 months straight. I just didn't necessarily stay on the same one. And I think at times I maybe could have saved myself some, stress or energy, maybe even some money, and done that. So that was the first thing that came to my mind. Great question, but an eye-opener is pick a treatment as long as you're, or treatments, not that you can only do one at a time, but pick some treatments and stick with them as long as you're seeing progress. The treatments don't have to be perfect. They just have to be working. And as long as they are, my recommendation is at least 4 months minimum. And if someone's a stage 4 patient, maybe 6 to 12 months even. Okay? Next question, Mark Mays. Is the idea to eat fruit in the morning, greens around lunchtime, and finish the day with fats? You nailed it, Mark. That is fastest cars first. That is the definite best way to digest properly throughout the day. It's sugar, salt, and fat in that order in abundance. I like to drink my herbal tea and maybe some water and just stick to liquids maybe at least until like say 10 a.m., maybe even 11. Some days I've went till noon. One day I had a dentist appointment and I didn't actually eat any solid food till noon. So it just gives your body a longer period of time where it's fasting because we can't digest and heal at the same time. And then the first food I always want to eat that's solid is I want to go with fruit. I want to get my sugar first. So I'm going to eat that in abundance. And then I might move to a fruit smoothie and then a green smoothie. Maybe some celery sticks with homemade salsa, maybe a green salad, and then my fats in the evening, whether that be a raw vegan meal with avocados or maybe some nuts that evening, some almonds, walnuts, maybe some pumpkin seeds. So yes, great question, and that's the way to go. Sugar, salt, fat, in that order in abundance, fastest cars first, and I'm really liking this plan. It's guiding me. I'm not perfect at it every single day, but I'm seeing better digestion, I'm seeing more energy, and I'm seeing my stomach and everything just process things so much better. If you food combine incorrectly, things can be fermenting in your stomach, you can create a traffic jam, and if you eat like fruit, later in the day, like after fats, it can actually really cause a problem. So great question, Mark, and that's the answer, buddy. Next question comes from Debbie. What's the best time of day to take Dr. Morse's herbs, with or without food? Great question, Debbie. Caroline, I know, would be the better one to probably answer this. I'll do my best. She does a great job of just kind of having them set out for me. I know I take Dr. Morse's stuff 3 times a day. The ones that I'm on, which is basically the basic 14-week protocol, and there may be a few additional ones that are specific to the liver or the lymphatic system or something. They don't necessarily have to be taken with food. So mine are 3 times a day. So I just take them, sometime in the morning, sometime in the afternoon, and then sometime in the evening. And depending on our schedule that day, if we're out and about, I don't always get them taken at the exact same time. And they do not have to be taken with food. So as far as all the herbs that I'm on and everything I know about Dr. Morse, they're very easy to be taken. There's not a lot of things that have to be done at certain times. And one thing I did learn from my health coach, Steve Factor, who's been through Dr. Morse's detoxification certification like 5 times, is obviously the cleaner we eat, and the better we do at fastest cars first and sticking to fruits and vegetables, the better those herbs work. He also did suggest that we basically do the herbs and stuff like 5 days a week and then maybe take 2 days off, and that can actually be more powerful. You kind of give your body and liver a break from them. So I think that is also something that can be very helpful. So hopefully that answered your question there, Debbie. Let's see. Christine Huff, can you share more about the lymph machine you use, and do you really feel it's making a difference? Christine, I really do actually think it's making a difference. It's based on frequencies, and I will actually post a link to where everyone can go and view the machine, look into it, read about it. If you decide that it's something that you or anyone else has interest in it, we got it through a lady named Lisa who's been selling them and doing treatments for people for like 20 plus years. She was recommended and referred by someone who's healed themselves from stage 4 cancer, and was very impressed with her and the machine. And so otherwise, we wouldn't just randomly have probably bought that. We were actually looking into these types of machines and even looking into driving to a place in Kansas to potentially get this treatment done when we found it. And I don't know, obviously, that it's been the 100% reason why we've seen lymph nodes go down. We've seen my lymphatic system seem to improve. Obviously, I'm on the Rituxan, the immunotherapy right now, and we know I've been a positive match for that, and that is being effective. But even before I started on that, I know the lymphatic machine, we were doing it every day, and we were starting to see lymph nodes go down. I really, truly believe that it moves the lymph. We have missed a few days here and there, but for the most part, I've done the lymph machine just about every day now for 5, 6, 7 weeks, however long since we've got it. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour. I find it very easy to do. Caroline helps me. I can just lay there and rest. She's got the routine down. And so, yeah, I mean, it's always hard to know, Christine. I mean, how do we know what investment is going to be worth it, what things are going to work, and which ones are having the most impact? I think you just got to live led, trust, your instincts and your gut, and just, not doubt that if you decide to invest in something, then just believe it'll work and use it. Like at this point now, I mean, I don't even really care if I think it's working or not. I mean, I invested in it. By God, I'm going to use it. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to believe it's playing a role just like anything else. I mean, even if it's only making a incremental little tiny difference, man, it's making a difference, right? So I'll post the link. I'll share that. If you decide you want more information, tell Lisa that Ryan Lelf referred you, okay? I'll just come out and tell you guys. If anyone purchases it through Lisa and you give them my name, they give me a real small little referral, so it's nothing earth-shattering, but obviously it helps with alternative treatments. But that is not a ploy to get anyone to purchase the machine. I could care less if anyone ever buys it. I only want someone to get it if they do their own independent research, if they feel like it's going to help them. There's nothing else for me to discuss. I'm not here to sales pitch it or anything like that. If it wasn't doing us good and it wasn't working, I'd just come out and tell you, it's a piece of shit, wasted our money, don't buy it. You know what I mean? Like that's just who I am. So anyway, okay, Lisa says, can you talk more about the coffee enema? Going to Chips Hospital and them following the Gerson therapy protocol, that's how I got introduced to the coffee enema. And there were times, back when I was really heavy into juicing and following the whole Gerson protocol, there were days I did 5, 6 coffee enemas in a day. I haven't done near that many now in months. And the thing about it is there's a lot of information out there that talks about how great the coffee enema is. And there's even, arguments and information on maybe why it's not so great. I personally think they help. I really like how I feel after I do them. I really feel like they really truly do detox the liver. And I feel like they just kind of clean your system out. And my goal every day is to do 3. I've been pretty consistent lately of always at least getting in 1. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3. But right now, I feel like 3 is a reasonable amount, kind of 1 in the morning, kind of 1 in the lunchtime afternoon area, and then 1 in the evening. And I think I lean towards they really help with the liver. And the liver needs a lot of help when we're in sickness and disease and when we're detoxing and when it's trying to get rid of all this junk and dead cancer cells and other toxins and things out of our body. So I'm a big fan of them, and I believe they work, and I believe they're effective. And I think each person, once they start doing them, I haven't met anybody yet that hasn't seen a positive, reaction, positive results, and doesn't even feel better after doing them. So I definitely recommend them, and I think depending on how much liquid one is intaking, depending on their schedule, etc., etc., that kind of determines how many you do. Make sure it's organic coffee. You don't want just plain old regular coffee that could potentially have pesticides or any garbage or any junk or toxicity in it, and that flowing into your system. So make sure it's organic coffee, and make sure you get all the proper instructions on how to do them and stuff. All of that's available through Gerson, and there's many reliable sources. And if Caroline is around here in a second, I can even maybe have her post links and information for all of you there. So anybody else have a question? We can take one more question before I wrap up this evening and go get in my infrared sauna and get my sweat on, baby. Got to sweat that rest of that stuff out, man. Get it out, get it out, get it out, right? The 2 ways we detox, folks, is sweating through our largest organ, our skin, and then filtration through our kidneys and our bowel movements. So that's the way we detox. Anyway, one last question. Does anybody else want to ask one last question before I wrap us up here tonight on Volume 3, Wisdom from the Recliner? Yeah, baby. All right. Hey, good to see all of you on here. Thank you, Mark. I feel good, man. Life is good. God is good. Friends are good. My family's good. And on my way to Wellville, brother. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, since no one else has a last question, let me just also give everyone another quick update and let everybody kind of know what we're doing in case you didn't get to see these updates or how things are going regarding, my future plans. Let me just comment real quick. Or someone just asked how my father's doing. My father's great. He was at all the games today. He actually recently got his MRI back. There's no additional growth in his brain. They believe that, the mass in his head is stable. They had diagnosed him with a glioblastoma. We're a little taken back from the idea that he does have cancer again, and we're kind of questioning that. We think there's a good chance he just has a bunch of scar tissue up there, because we're not seeing any major progression or any signs of him getting worse. In fact, I would argue he's getting better. And so he's actually going to be probably meeting this week with Dr. Taylor, our alternative doctor here, and just getting a game plan maybe on some things he can even be doing specifically to just heal and to get better, because he's definitely not doing surgery again. He's definitely not doing radiation and chemo. So he continues to improve. He's still got some issues with his hip from the wreck, but seems to be doing a lot better. So thank you for asking, and we're just so grateful that he's here with us and could get out and enjoy today. And he told me how much he loved me and told me how much he enjoyed being with me today, and it was great. My dad's can be, one of few words, so it's always nice to hear that from your father. But anyway, so in case any of you all didn't know, as I mentioned earlier, I've started on this Target liver IV treatment. I'm on glutathione and then also alpha lipoic acid, and I really believe it's going to make a difference. I think it already has started. I did 3 of them last week. I've got another one in the morning. I'm doing 3 this week, so I'm on that very targeted therapy. And then we should be getting our results back, hopefully by the end of this week, from the Greece blood test. And we hope to decide, are we going to move forward with GCMAF? Are we going to maybe do PNC 27 again, or Coley's toxin, B17 Laetrile, vitamin C with K3. These are just some of the treatments that we're looking into, we're considering, we're discussing, we're trying to figure out probably where we're going to go. We're probably going to be leaving in about 2 weeks and going somewhere for a couple of weeks. and getting started on a protocol and a treatment plan that then we'll be sticking with for a minimum of 4 months and probably more like 6 to 12 months. So really feel like this could be that final push and the final thing in regards to getting rid of the rest of the cancer that's still there. And of course, we're always detoxing, always focused on diet, what we're eating, and just continuing to let the grace of God, the peace of God, happiness, love, joy, and all of that just reign in our lives, because that's when healing occurs. But we do need your help, okay? And we haven't really asked in 2 or 3 months now, and we've tried to do the best we could to stretch out all the generosity and all the giving and everything that so many people have done for us. Not being able to work for 8 months, we can't even begin to express in words the gratitude we have. You know, we have always been able to get the treatments that I needed. We've never missed a bill or a payment. It's been ineffable. And we believe that, you know, it's going to take probably at least another good 6 months. Obviously, it could happen faster, and it could take longer, and we're comfortable with whatever that time frame is. But these treatments cost money. There's no insurance. We have to pay for them weekly up front. We've got expenses, travel, everything that's involved. You know, this just can overtake your entire life. So anyway, okay, shoo, I thought I lost everyone there. It was saying something about a poor connection. But anyway, if you feel led in your heart, if you've been following our journey, if you want to be a part of this and you are in a position to give, you can give, you want to give. I believe you're not just giving to me and my family, but I believe you're giving to a greater cause, a bigger cause. We're sharing our journey. We're passing on all the information that we know and learn. We're doing everything we can to add value, to give back to people. Maybe it'll make a difference for someone. Maybe someone will, be able to get through a tough time because of something we share that we've learned along this crazy journey. So we're asking for 450 people who would be willing to give us $100, just $100. And of course, if you want to give $5, that's great. You know, you don't have to commit to 100, but you know, we have thousands and thousands of people following this journey. And if 450 would just say, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll give $100. We believe that that can provide us with all the treatments I need, everything that it's going to take for the next 6 months. And hopefully going into 2017, we're looking at life being, back in a place where I can go back to work, and I'm coaching, and I'm in optimal health, and we can just move forward. So if you want to be a part of that, I'll post our GoFundMe link, our PayPal, and also if you want to get a full tax deduction, and you want to donate a gift to our church, 100% of those proceeds will go to me. If you know any philanthropists or business owners or people that are always looking for great causes, please share our story. If they'd like to talk to me, actually, a lady that I didn't know reached out today, and she wanted to talk to me on the phone, and she wanted to donate to the church, but she just had a couple of questions for me. I talked to her. I was happy to give her the information, and she said, I'd like to help you, and I want to mail a check. It was just really heartwarming and touching. So anyway, guys, I've went long enough tonight. I've enjoyed this Q&A. We'll have to do it again. Signing off for Sunday evening, and Wisdom from the Recliner, Volume 3. Talk to you guys soon. Enjoy your week. Love y'all.